Ciao! I'm Corina and thank you so much for joining me for this little talk. And if this is not the first video you're watching, thank you even more because I know I'm rather a geek than an entertainer, and I don't really dream of becoming this internet sensation, this influencer that can influence you to do, I don't know, buy anything, do things you never thought you'd be doing, or just click on all the like buttons and comment with hearts and other emojis. So no expectation on that area. Actually, I think that the next video I'm going to do is going to explain a little bit why I did started vlogging in the first place, because I think it's interesting. And while I'm doing that, and until I do that, well, you'll just have to be part of my exploration, because it's through experience and through practice that you get to find the voice, to find what you like, to find who you are. And it's kind of what I'm doing in a way. And this video is going to be a little bit more personal, let's say, because I just want to sit down and reflect on this entire 2 weeks that feels so much longer. And you're just here to witness and maybe pitch in with some of your insights, some of your reflection exercises. um, I'm here in the new place. It's the fifth one that we've been in, and actually after I finish talking you will going to see how we got here and a little bit about the other places that we've been in, and something about the struggle of finding this one, which is so perfect in so many aspects. And actually, while finding this perfect place, I I had I gave so much thought to this idea of space, and how important is it or is not for me to sleep in a place that I like, in a place that's in a certain way, that looks in a certain way, that feels in a certain way, because sometimes you think that that's superficial, that it's experiences that matter, that it's what's inside ourselves that matter. But I'm not so convinced, you know. I've been reading a lot of articles, a lot of studies that kind of show that environment also shapes who we are, and I'm actually talking this time about physical space, the way physical space looks like influences our behavior. And it's this most common study case with the New York subway that was full of graffitis, and there were a lot of bad things going on, people stealing, arguing. It was a little bit dangerous. And then the mayor of New York decided to clean the subway. So they painted over the graffiti, they cleaned everything, and all of a sudden, criminality dropped like significantly, just because the place looked different. The place inspired you to act better, I guess. So I really started to think of this idea of how do I act and react in different spaces. Am I more productive if the place looks in a certain way? Do I sleep better? Am I more inspired? Would I be willing to, feel good living in a place that doesn't look so clean or so modern? Because we've had this possibility. We found an apartment, but it looked some kind of old, kind of not so clean in a way, though it was clean. And it just gave us this vibe. It we didn't feel we would feel good there, but this one, wow, this looks great. um, and my understanding of all this is that, yeah, physical space does matter. It does influences my state of being, the way I wake up in the morning, the way I go to sleep, the things I'm inspired to do, whether I just want to go straight to bed and cuddle there, or I have a nice place to sit and read. So it really is important for me. And actually, in case of anything, I brought with me something that really makes a difference for me in terms of space, which is light. So I brought these Christmas lights because it's this warm light that makes everything cozy. So I figured that no matter the place I'm in, I'm gonna have great light. I don't have to use it right now because the light is good here, but I will probably use it on Christmas. So it's not about finding a very expensive place or expensive looking place. I don't think it's about finding a place that it's necessarily decorated in the modern colors or the modern I don't know, fashion, but it's about those elements that are so important to you, and to make sure that you have a physical space that addresses your needs, whether it's of coziness, whether it's of being productive, so maybe you need a desk to sit properly, whether it's light that comes in, whether it's dark, I don't know, maybe you want to build a dark room for your projects, who knows. So yeah, it's been a challenge for us to find this place, but karma helped us to find the perfect mix between cost and location and look and feel. And our landlady is very, very nice and gave us towels because we didn't have any. So all went well, and for a while I thought I will not be doing any videos anymore, but see, this is such a nice place to sit and talk and have a chat, that in the end I decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. My boyfriend is out running, so it's just me and you guys um, talking about I don't know, what do you want to talk about next time or some other time from this chair? Because I'm really thinking about talking to you about anthropology. I don't know if that's something that would interest you in any way. And anthropology is the I don't know, the study of human society, the study of the common sense, in a way, the common sense that sometimes you don't see it, but you see it in others and you find it exotic. And anthropology tries to de-exoticize this common sense of foreign cultures. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So thank you for listening to me till now and watching me till now. I hope you will give a thought on this whole physical environment stuff. Look around you, see where you are, and see how you feel in that space. Is there something that bothers you? Is there something that you could add? Is there something that you explicitly like about that environment, and how does it influences you when there's a color or a chair or the table placed in one way or another? And maybe we can all work to tackle with this environment and to change this environment so that we do live better and we are happier and more productive, or whatever we want to be. So that's it. This was me talking a lot on the internet. Hope there's still somebody reaching this point. And the next part, it's about the journey of arriving here in this apartment. And if it's not interesting for you, at least I will force my grandchildren to watch it, and I will watch it when I'll be old and remember all this adventure. Okay, I will just stop now. Ciao, enjoy. Uh, Ciao, mi chiamo Corina e ho visto il tuo annunzio per il monolocale e siamo una coppia che siamo interessati di affittare da 2 ottobre. Oh, ok, so non è available. Ah, ok, grazie, grazie. Ok, ciao. Already rented. Damn it. Okay. I can't hear these people. You know how in life we all have our likes and our dislikes. Well, one of my biggest dislike is having to deal with people working in services. I don't know why. I work in training. I deal with people all the time. But having to go to the store, making an appointment or a reservation, calling someone to come fix something around the house, it just kills me. I hate it. Sometimes I postpone it so much until it just gets solved by somebody else or by wonder. I don't know. I avoid that all the time. But I came here to challenge myself to be brave. So I received a challenge having to deal with people in services at the next level. Basically, I had to call and negotiate with Italians in a language I barely speak in order to find a house. And it's been dreadful. It's been such a pain in the ass, basically. Sorry, scientific language. we I don't know if it's a cultural thing or it's just me having no experience whatsoever with this activity. But we call someone and they're very cryptic, then we call somebody else and they offer a huge price, and then we find somebody and everything looks perfect, but then they just don't answer or don't give any straight answer. Then we get a better price at the other place that we don't like anymore, and so on. So it's been such a challenge, and for me having to do it again, I feel I'm growing as a person. You see, I started with my first try on this, which was so lame that I didn't even record any other calls after that because I felt so embarrassed and I thought that the camera would add an extra pressure. I did become a little bit fluent after that, but you'll have to believe me. Uh, which and I don't have actions to prove it, because the only thing that we managed to do is to get my what's this, the transportation card. This was a huge win. Other than that, basically we just ended up, well, in this second temporary apartment that we found on Booking. And it's nice because it's very close to the center and it's on a street where you don't know what you can find behind the closed doors. And whenever you see an open door, you see straight in the home of that person. And sometimes it's an old lady, sometimes are some Indians, sometimes it's a store, sometimes it's a bar, sometimes it's, I don't know, some office of some sorts. So it's a very interesting street. And we'll be here while we wait for some confirmations from other places, of course. We basically accessed 3 websites to try to find an apartment. First, it was an Airbnb, and we asked people whether they are interested in renting for a long period of time, and some of them are. So we got in touch with them, and they offered a discounted price. Some other place was a website where owners post messages, and we also had some experience with that. But for example, one apartment that we liked looked fine. We saw it and it looked great, but the owner is outside the country, and she will be back only on Wednesday, so we're basically waiting for her to see whether the apartment is available, and she would lend it to us and so on. And the third website, it's one where there are mostly messages from agencies, and we were reluctant to use it because we heard some rumors that using an agency is very costly and they have huge prices. But in the end, I think this is the option that we will be using. Right now we are waiting for an old nice lady to say yes to us to rent her place, but while we wait we'll have to move around. So we are in the bedroom, and it's Saturday and it's 9 a.m. It's a very interesting room because it has the bed upstairs, and then you have to go down for the rest of the room. The good news is that the old lady said yes, so we have an apartment. Oh, this is San Pellegrino, that it's not so good. It's a bit weird. Okay, so she said yes, so the apartment is ours, but we can move in only on Monday, so we are yet to sit here in this bed and breakfast. And because an adventure can't be so simple, we still need to move again. This time in the same bed and breakfast, but we are getting upgraded because apparently a gang of boys, noisy boys, will come here. Now listen how the apartment sounds. I need to use the bathroom. Do you? Okay. One great tip and trick is to have 2 types of luggages. The big ones you don't really open, and the small one that you can open and use every time you move. Okay, this was it. See you on the next one. Okay, now. So here we are. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Ciao.